Hello YouTube, Josh here from the Wanderers Guild. I'm going to do something YouTube loves today and take something out of a box. It's something interesting. Frosthaven. I backed this Kickstarter 2 years ago. I forgot it existed. Kind of. I stopped reading their updates because it was taking a very long time. I'm going to do a spoiler-free unboxing today. It plays like its predecessor Gloomhaven, which I did not finish, but I spent a lot of hours playing, so I'm very excited to look at this game. If you are completely unfamiliar with Gloomhaven and Frosthaven, oh my god, I can't even talk, it's in my way. This is like a D&D campaign in a box. It is a fantasy dungeon crawler game. It's cooperative, up to 4 players. You pick a scenario, you take a character, and you do a little dungeon crawl adventure where you might succeed or fail. You get treasure, you unlock things, but this is, the category is called legacy games, which are board games that have envelopes, boxes, actual plot twists, and things to unlock and uncover as you play. Its predecessor was very successful. I think this one is basically a bigger and better version of all the same stuff. But I'm gonna open the box. I'm going to give my impressions of everything. I'm going to try not to spoiler anything specific on the previous game, so if you're still playing Gloomhaven or want to play Gloomhaven, don't worry. If you want to go into this game completely blind, you don't want to watch this video because I'll probably be showing some of the starting pieces and stuff, but I'm not going to open any sealed stuff. I'm not going to reveal anything because I'm going to play it, and I don't want it spoiled for me. This thing is 40 pounds-ish. I struggled to get it out of the box because pounds are kind of an abstract concept. It weighs about 2.5 of the standard TI unit. That's ridiculous. And here it is next to Gloomhaven. It is bigger in every dimension. It's about the same length. So without further ado, I'm gonna open the box. Let's do it. First of all, the box is beautiful, but I'm not going to talk about the box for a long time because you don't even have to do an unboxing to talk about the box. Ugh. I have failed to break all of the plastic seals. I had taken off 2 of them, but there were actually 4. Ah! Oh my god, I crushed my thumb. This is absurd. Okay, I felt a little release there. I'm trying. It's resisting. It doesn't want to be opened. Oh, there's a map on the inside. That's cool. First thing we see. Welcome to Frosthaven. Stop. Read this before you do anything else. There's a significant number of components in this game box. This is good news. This guide will show you how to organize everything so that you can start playing as quickly as possible. I'm not going to go through it all. Holy moly, look at this blown apart. This is what's in the box. We have, I'm skipping the instructions. I'm gonna go through things one by one from top to bottom here. Box for bits. This is actually awesome because for the previous game I ended up buying like a tackle box. This one at least comes with something to attempt to give you a semblance of sanity. So we have a little organizer. We have the rule book. It's that thick. 83 pages long. Stop watching if you don't want to know the starting 6 characters. But there is a splash here with the first 6 character classes. I'm not going to show many details of anything. We have them rated by complexity. There's 2 low complexity characters, 2 medium complexity characters, and 2 high complexity super traditional fantasy tropes, and they tend to do kind of their own spin on everything. So you have kind of mages and fighters and all the typical like fantasy class roles, but the races and the powers and things tend to be very weird. So we have 83 pages. It looks like there's a getting started section on scenarios. The game rules itself are like 30 or 40 pages long. And then there's another 30 or 40 pages of stuff that happens in between scenarios, updating the map, unlocking things, all that. And it has game variants. There's a casual mode, crossover classes, don't know what that means, variant ways to do the spoilers, reduced randomness mode, solo mode. This is not a game review. There's a quick reference on the back that walks you through the steps of starting a scenario, playing through it, and taking turns in the campaign. So there's that. A little logbook, and it is sticker sealed. I assume the instructions tell you when to open this. I know what this was for in the previous game. I don't think it's a huge spoiler, but I won't say too much because I don't want it. Something called section book, which is that big. The section book is 197 pages long. Is this the scenarios? No spoilers? Yeah, this is the scenario book. I don't know why the scenarios book is called the section book, but it is thick. Oh wait, then we have the scenario book. So I'm confused. I don't know what the hell the difference is between these two things. Okay, the scenario book is numbered scenarios going from 1 to 137. That's a number. The section book, what is the section book for? I guess the section book is things, I think the section book is dialogue, things that you read when you're instructed to read them. So you have the scenarios, which is like the game rules for all the scenarios, and then you'll be directed to this thing, which has hundreds of entries in it. It's almost 200 pages long. I glanced at a page or two. It looks like dialogue. Then we have, oh my, this is awesome, campaign sheets for keeping track of the overall campaign. Multiple of them, and they're identical. So I guess you could reuse the game if you want to, although these type of games, first of all, because you tear things open as you're playing, they're not super replayable usually, although you could reseal things if you want to. Also, why would you want to replay a game that takes 2.5 lifetimes to complete? I don't know. Pad for keeping track of retired characters, seasons, supplies of different resources in the town, it looks like. There's like a little anvil symbol and a little wood symbol. Perks for the town guard. I guess you have to protect your town. A little bit more city building type stuff to this one, which is insane because Gloomhaven didn't need anything. It was already too big, but I'm all about it. Then we have a map. It's a big fold out board map. It's gorgeous. Look at this map. The snowiness. Yeah, this looks fantastic. Town. It says Outpost of Frosthaven. It looks like a zoomed in view of the town. There's actual game information on this one. Unlike the Gloomhaven map, there's like mining camp, logging camp, walls, and they have stats. They have a bunch of numbers next to them. So it's like hunting lodge, 1 shield, 4 wood, 1 anvil. Yeah, there's game information on this thing. That's absurd. The town is exaggerated and takes up the bottom half of the map. This is gorgeous. And then the top 2/3, it has the town in the dead center, town of Frosthaven. In the middle there is kind of an orange beacon in the white wilderness. In the previous game, whenever you do a scenario, you put the sticker on the map, and this looks very similar. I'm pretty sure this thing will basically be laminated in stickers by the time you get through it. The whole map is titled The Northern Coast. Not such a unique name. What else we got? Oh, it just keeps going. I've cracked about this deep into the box so far. I'll go through highlights here. Chunks of things. There are stickers, big stickers, with lots of text on them for different game events. There are enhancement stickers, which I know from the previous game, you put these stickers on cards to permanently change the values on the cards, which is awesome. Campaign stickers, achievements maybe, and there's map overlay stickers. It looks like you uncover entire regions. I won't hold that one up too long. What look to be upgrades to the town. There's like buildings that you put down, gear, and upgrades to the wall. Oh, there's wall stickers for if you upgrade the walls of the town. This is insanity. I'm assuming anything that's not in a sealed package isn't a spoiler, but hopefully this isn't too much information for anybody. And then you have this, which I remember reading a little bit about that this was going to be in the game. There's an alchemy system, and it looks like this is something for managing that. Herbs of different combinations, and it looks like you peel up little flaps to reveal information. So it might be that you do like experiments with alchemy and you uncover things on this little cardboard thing as you go. I don't know if that's exactly how it works, but it looks like ridiculous. Whatever this is. Oh, obviously it's a big cardboard flow chart with terrible tabs, Tearable, not terrible. There are icons explained on here. I think instead of keeping track of what scenarios you have unlocked on a piece of paper like you had to in the old game, that this is maybe a big flow chart of all the scenarios, and they're color coded by theme or type or quest giver or something. I don't know. And you may be thinking to yourself, this doesn't look nearly big enough to be all the scenarios in the game. Maybe you're not thinking that, but I was thinking that. There's like 5 of these. So, oh yeah, there's literally 5 of them. This is a nightmare. I guess when you unlock a scenario, you tear the tab off to show that it's unlocked. I need a drink, hold on. Now I think we've gotten into the cardboard phase. Cardboard tiles that are punch-outable. There's this many. There's that number of them. Punchable cardboard tiles for currency, status effects. There's traps, tiles. These are all gameplay pieces for building maps and for putting tokens on them. Oh my lord. Look, we found the game. It's down there. Oh boy. I don't even know where to start here. There are bases for holding monsters. These come in 4 colors. It's obvious why. It's because we need more of everything. A bag of bags for keeping things organized. They are going to make a giant mess though. When you have like 30 bags with things, they all just turn into a big, I'm gonna have to find a better way. This big row of boxes, it's probably the most noticeable thing in there. I have a condition called I spilled hot oil all over myself. The boxes down in here are the character classes in the game. There are going to be 6 of them. It may be the first 6 down here. I'm looking at the icons and I'm not sure. But I think you start with 6 character classes unlocked. And when you start the game, you pick one of these and open it up and it has all your stats and powers and stuff. And then you unlock the others when it tells you to. All you get to see is the symbols. The symbols usually give you a hint about what that character is. There's a spiky club, a broken sword, flag, a little ghost, cracked skull. We've already had a couple skulls. Like a swoopy, don't know what that is. Something with ice, some shackles, and a snowflake. It is called Frosthaven, so maybe there's multiple cold-themed characters. But there's also a fire thing, and something that looks like fungus. I don't know. There's gonna be a lot of characters in this game. What is this? Ah, little folders for keeping track of the events that you've done. All right. The monster cards, these are random cards that you flip over. They have the names of categories of monsters on one side. And on the other side, they have actions that the monsters take. There's a bunch of indecipherable symbols here. I have 1 or 2 questions. But it looks similar to how it worked in Gloomhaven. You have to become an expert on hieroglyphics to know what all those symbols mean. But that's what we have a 100-page rulebook for. There's another giant block of cards, and these look to be items. Items all the way down. Well, the top one's labeled 192. And I'm assuming item number 1's not a spoiler. It's called Spyglass. You unlock these as you play, and you purchase them. Spyglass gives you advantage on an attack, which is strange since this is a game that happens in dungeons. What are you gonna do with a spyglass in a dungeon? And how does it help you? I don't know. I'm just here to show you what's in the box. We have many, 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 many more decks of cards. It looks like these are like quest cards or gold cards of some kind. We have secret objective cards. These were a cool thing in the previous game. Everybody draws their own objective, so even though you're on the same team, you're all trying to do your own personal quest to score like extra experience. What are these? I don't know what these are. We have little combat cards. These have like random numerical modifiers on them. You flip these instead of rolling dice. There's a whole bunch of decks of modifier cards to be used by monsters and players. And then over here on the end, there's some cards with a compass on the back. And there's a mirror on one of them. Don't know. There's 4 more decks of cards here. Road event cards with the smallest text I've ever seen in a board game. Look at this text. This is absurd. I'll show you the front side since it's not spoiler, I don't think. Some of these must have a lot of writing. More of those. More of those. Although these ones say outpost instead of road. And outpost again. There's 4 decks of encounter cards. And I'm going to do one last experiment here and lift up this whole tray. We're going deeper. Look at this. We removed that plastic tray and we uncovered, I believe these boxes contain the character minis. A couple of them are bigger than the others, which is pretty cool. That probably either means they have multiple minis or big chunky ones. We have little dials. These are used for keeping track of experience and health in the game. Monster stat cards. That's how many types of monsters there are in the game. This number. And each one has a bunch of variants. There's so much information on this one. I'll just show you what one of these... each one of these is like a novel's worth of information about what the monster does. We have several decks of cards down here. These look like upgrades to the town. Quest cards of some kind. I think cards for generating your own solo scenarios or random dungeons if you don't want to do a scenario and you just want to do whatever. And then little reference cards. A stack of sealed envelopes. These are God only knows what. Individually labeled so that the game can tell you when to open them. Some of them are thick, like they have chunky pieces in them, and that's all I will say. Approximately 20 or 30 of those, and I believe we've reached the bottom of the box. So, I'd like to play this yesterday, and I hope this has been informative. Happy gaming, everyone.